First, I watched a film called Freaky.
And was it?
Oh boy. Right. So.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Freaky is a 2020 comedy horror starring Vince Vaughn and written and directed by Christopher Lang. He's also done one of the Paranormal Activities. He also directed that film that I talked about the other week called We Have a Ghost, the one with David Harbour.
Your dad in it.
That's the one, yeah. Daddy. And
Daddy
released by Blumhouse. Oh, it's not good. It's not good, and it's not bad. No, it's not bad enough.
Stig likes it.
No, it's not bad enough to be terrible. To be exquisite, I should say. So
who's the heel and who's the face in this argument?
So the one who likes good horror films.
You can't say this is a good.
I'm sorry,
you cannot say that this is a good horror film when you compare it to the classics like Bloodfart Lake, The Leprechaun, Spiders. Come on now.
It's fine.
So basically,
you go and then I'll rebuttal.
You're back in Stig's corner quite easily here. This is really good.
It's a failing combination of Freaky Friday and Halloween. So basically, the antagonist Vince Vaughn is a kind of Michael Myers type figure, but with a pancake on his face for reasons. They all say that they recognise this killer as well. He's got a pancake on his face the entire time. Well, anyway, he goes to kill someone. He goes to a house who's a bunch of teenagers, and their father is an art collector. During one of his killing sprees, he smashes one of the cabinets and gets this, what's it called? The Ladola dagger. So the following day, he goes on another killing spree. He tries to kill a young lass with this Ladola dagger. They switch places the next morning, and hilarity doesn't ensue. I would love to know your point, Stig, because there was just nothing redeeming about this. It was just boring. Nothing that we haven't seen before.
I like Vince Vaughn when he's menacing, though. He's a monster.
But he wasn't. But he wasn't, because most of the film he was playing this young teenage girl character. And there's been many.
Oh shit! Yeah, because of Freaky Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's been many comedies where we've had a body swap that have done it way better. And it just. I mean, there were some good kills. There were some good kills right at the beginning. I'll give it that. But the rest was just no. Nothing.
I don't like the hit ratio with the horror genre. It's mainly always misses. That's why I don't bother. That's why I don't bother with them.
Because it crosses over to camp so often. It's hard to be genuinely terrifying. And I think if you're calling it a horror, it has to be actually scary. And sometimes the gore mixes up with the scares, and you get a gore fest rather than a horror scare fest. So I mean, there's a case to be made about separating those two genres. So not just, a horror should, is it a scary film or is it a gory film? There should be possibly two different. But this was camp, but not camp enough, I think. It just hadn't done anything new, I didn't think. If you're a bunch of teenage girls watching it, it's probably ace. But Vince Vaughn wasn't doing menacing. He was doing teenage girl, and it wasn't for me. Stig, over to you.
It's fucking mint, right? Mint. It's so much fun, and so it is campy. That's the whole point. And Vince Vaughn,
and critics love it as well.
6'7", 6'8" Vince Vaughn playing a teenage girl. My review here was this film is beautifully summed up in one scene. Vince Vaughn playing a teenage girl trapped in his body, slapping his dick back and forth.
Was it funny?
Yes.
No. Jack Black played a better girl in Jumanji.
I think based on the last 2 years, because can we say this is 2 years since Candy's been on this podcast? Round of applause.
Yes. Is it? Yeah, it was our anniversary this week.
How many times has she brought something really shit and said it's good?
Every time. I'd like to see the maths, the equations for this.
Look at the films she made us watch that she thinks are good films.
Well, that's my point exactly. It turns around from going so awful, it's brilliant. But this doesn't reach that. This is a 2 or 3 star out of 5. This doesn't get to the
4 out of 5.
lows
Big time.
awful.
I was planning
that
on
it
watching
becomes-
this anyway because I saw the critics' reviews, and now Stig said it's good as well. Me and Stig usually align quite well.
What was your
Candy.
drink?
I'm Team
what was
Stig
your
on this
drink
one.
level when you were watching this? By the way, what were you normally like to have a few drinks?
So you were watching it whilst you were in the range on a phone.
I watched it this
Round the
afternoon and I
range.
was stone cold sober.
There's your problem.
I think it does. I
You
think
might-
it does
could be
do.
right there.
I think it does do things new because no one's done a body swap horror. Like they've just done body swap, Freaky Friday, Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis, like teenage. And you have
17 again.
Catherine Newton, like she's the psycho in this because she's the killer in a teenage girl's body.
Mm.
Vince
well,
Vaughn
I
is a
agree.
6 foot odd, like huge man, meant to be the psycho, but now he's playing
Vince
a teenage
Vaughn
girl.
is freakishly big.
Like
He
I
is
just thought it was
stupid
so.
monster.
It's like Happy Death Day.
Yeah, it was good.
Actually, he directed that as well.
There you go, and I like that.
It's fine. People like different things. Like for me, like I just really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good.
No,
gonna
I
try
concede you the point that no one's done a body swap horror that I can think of. So yeah, fair enough. But no, it wasn't enough. It didn't lean into itself enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I just think that it could have done more to be funny or do more to be horror, because with the exception of the opening scenes, though, I mean, there was maybe 1 or 2 good kills, and that was it. Like the intro was the shocking part, and then it didn't really it didn't sort of get into itself and it's not a long film. It's about an hour and a half, and for the first half an hour,
Nice.
with the exception of the opening scene, it just kind of did nothing. It fell flat. And for the rest of the film, it was just quite mediocre. I think it could have done more. It could have done more horrific kills, and it could have been funnier. I think it was just a little bit tepid for me, and that it didn't do horror particularly well, and it didn't do comedy particularly well either.
And there was no Rob Zombie in it.
Exactly.
See, I'm not looking for horror in that type of film because I know it's a comedy. So I'm not looking for scares or tension.
It's like a black comedy,
Just
isn't it?
looking for gore. Yeah.
But I like it. Yeah, I do like a black comedy though. But this is described as a comedy horror, so there needs to be more horror, more comedy.
Listener, you decide.